right, so today we are going to talk about what is content system, how the content system works. Everybody just screams content, 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 right? But we need to understand how the content system works. So for me, content system can be divided into two parts. One is the money brand and one is the personal brand. What is money brand? Money brand will attract the dream follower, builds trust before you pitch, makes you relatable, not just credible, compounds over time, makes you a person, not a service. So, especially in this time of AI, everybody wants to talk to a real human being. Everybody wants to get acknowledged as a person and not a service, right? So, this type of content, the personal brand side of content, is gonna build trust and compound it over time, right? This is what happened with Alex, this is what happened with Iman, right? So they have built this such kind of a authentic and an amazing personal brand that their trust has compounded. That's why they can now target almost everyone through their content, right? They can talk to anyone out there because they have such credibility in the market. So um, personal brand attracts dream followers. What is money brand? Money brand is going to be ICP focused. This is basically going to bring in the dough, right? So attracts dream clients. Of course, people can shift from here to here. Like they can, of course, shift from being a dream follower, being a follower to being a client. But again, these two definitely serve two different purposes, right? So this is gonna convert attention into inbound DMs. This is gonna bring in your clients. This is gonna bring the dough, and this is gonna basically add new toys to your arsenal. So this raises perceived value, filters for buyers, not freeloaders. You don't want to attract freeloaders anywhere. Positions you as authority. So this is going to be totally ICP focused. So personal brand will solve the two questions that your dream follower will have. Who is this guy and why him, right? These are the two questions that even your client may ask. So this side of things, the personal side of things, is really important as well. This can be your story, your contrarian beliefs, and your learnings along the journey. This is how personal brand is created. So your main pillars are going to be how your origin, turning points, where you came from, what you fought through, and where you are going, right? So this is kind of journey stuff, very personal to you. Nobody can copy it. The best part about this is nobody can copy your story, because where you are from, what you have fought through, and what your thought process is, nobody can copy this. This is what no competitor can copy. It is not a tactic, it's your life. Post once every 3-4 months, only when something real has actually shifted. So I recommend posting your story in 3 to 4 months, unless there is like a huge shift. You changed countries, or you had a certain breakthrough, then you can put your story content. Beliefs, these are the contrarian takes, what you believe about your business or life that most people in your space are too afraid to say. This is what makes you a mind, not just a vendor. So this is going to be you authentically telling people your contrarian takes on the industry itself, right? For me, like, running towards just the number of likes and number of views in my space, this is what I think is the most stupid thing, or the stupidest metric that you can have in your business. Content should not be just concentrated on the number of views. Your content needs to have relatability, and also connect the people on the end of the screen, provide them value, and also potentially in the future bring money on the table. So learnings along the journey, not what you did, how you think. So this is like an OS, operating system, that you need to share with your followers, that on what patterns do you use to think, why do you think what you think, and how you think, right? So this is the why part. Why him? Why this guy? People don't just want your results, they want your operating system, the patterns, the decisions, the way you see the world, right? So this is very important. Money brand, this is going to be value, education, lifestyle, right? So you can have different pillars on your money brand. So value, one topic, straight value, no bullshit, like the one that I'm doing right now. I am explaining to you the content systems, right? So you need to have one topic, and it has to give a straight value to your ICP. There should not be any, in order for you to take them from point A to point B, you don't need to do this, right? It should be point A to point B. You have to explain them what you brought them in for, what your business is about, right? So you need to give them real value. Short form on Instagram, repurposing into long form on YouTube, where it can actually go deep enough to help someone. So if you see my Instagram, I do some punchy shots, cinematic shots. But on YouTube, I'll try to be as authentic as possible, um, so that people can connect more deeply with you as a person and your services as well. This is where trust turns into wanting to work with you. So the people that are watching right now, it's been almost maybe 5 minutes. You're still watching, so this is the reason why you're watching, because you trust uh, in what I'm saying right now, and you do believe that this can help you as well. So you need to build that kind of value between you and your potential clients. Educational, the tactical how to. So, like right now, I'm giving you a perspective, right? This is the perspective of content systems. I'm not telling you how to make value. I'm not telling you how to make educational video, how to make lifestyle video. So the tactical how to is going to be educational. You take one topic, and you will basically dissect it into step by step process, so that your client or your follower or your ICP can do the exact same thing. Step by step value, that proves you know the craft before anyone pays to find out, right? So you need to have proof out there. You need to have the ways and um, the steps that you follow in order to do a specific thing, in order to solve a specific problem. Lifestyle, the proof without the pitch. So even though some people might not agree on this, but I do believe, and I have seen this enough times now, where the the proof without the pitch, meaning the visual effects is going to be, or the lifestyle post, do attract the right kind of clients. Because you see, people who are in the pursuit of money or making huge amount of profits, they are they want to be linked, they want to be in association with people who like certain things, who are into things that are very unique to rich buyers. So you need to surround yourself into nice environments. You need to eat food in a nice restaurant rather than a shabby one, right? So you need to have these lifestyle kind of um, psychological effect on your ICP using content as well. So if you see this photo, it's a nice picture of me, which I truly really like. This was a time when I had the mustache. So I have the camera in my hand, I have this certain angle where I'm looking at the wall. And by the way, this is just an iPhone picture. You can definitely use an iPhone to take amazing, beautiful pictures, in order to create that psychological effect on your ICP of the lifestyle as well. And what I have noticed is, it does not really matter like where you are. It could be inside the building, it could be outside. It's just about tweaking some kind of settings to showcase uh, the content in a certain way. So this is proof without the pitch. No caption is needed. The frame does the selling. This is what makes your ICP think, I want that life, not that I want that service. So some people are gonna be just coming in through your lifestyle post, I'm telling you. Some people are just gonna be coming because of that nice car that you drove, or the nice villa that you stayed in. So they are just gonna be that they're just gonna have that hero effect. Or the people who do those certain things as well, they're gonna come in as your clients. So this is kind of the content systems that you need to have in order to gain trust and also attract money. So I hope this was of help. In the next video, I will break down how to make content. So this is going to be the how-to part. This is going to be an educational step-by-step framework that I personally follow in order to create content, right? These are the steps that you need to follow in order to make content. So, all right. See you on the next one. Thank you for watching.